There's no denying that the outcome of the 2024 presidential election has been a tough pill to swallow for many on the left. While some maybe saw it coming, many did not, and they're just as shocked now as they were in 2016. And one of the primary reasons that that's the case is because progressives had fully convinced themselves of two things. One, Donald Trump was an obvious threat to democracy and to the stability of our civilization. And two, they had been successful in fully convincing everyone else that Donald Trump was an obvious threat to democracy and to the stability of our civilization. And even when polls would be released showing that Americans had grown tired and really weren't that worked up about January 6th, they kept believing that just a few more Liz Cheney interviews would keep it fresh. And even when media outlets would try talking it up and would be met with responses like this.
February 6th?
January 6th.
February 6th. They just kept thinking that if they called him Hitler a few more times.
Some compared that moment to something that might have happened at a rally in Nazi Germany.
Or if they kept scaring people that if you elect him, there won't ever be another election.
I think it would be the end of our country as we know it. And I don't say that lightly.
That people would then see that democracy was on the ballot. Well, as it turned out, they did. Threat to democracy was one of the top motivating factors for voters in the 2024 elections, according to exit polls. But to the shock and dismay of the left, voters worried about democracy broke for Donald Trump. I know the left is apoplectic about this, so let me see if I can explain. Sincerely, this isn't snark, this is my best explanation. First, I don't know any Americans that thought January 6th was a good look when it happened. It was a riot. It was ugly and shameful, just like most riots. But I also know Americans are not stupid, and they know what a coup looks like. It's an armed, premeditated, organized assault meant to topple a regime. And it's not led by people like this, or conducted by people like this. Second, simply put, as much as progressives wanted everyone to think threat to democracy when they saw a picture like this, that's not what happened. People actually thought threat to democracy when they saw a picture like this. Prosecuting the leader of the opposition party and attempting to imprison him on trumped-up charges, please pardon the pun, to a rational mind, that is a lot more Banana Republic-ish than the horned shaman is. And not just that. Third, when Americans see a concerted effort by one party to use legal maneuvering to remove the name of their political rival from the ballot, preventing the people from even having a chance to vote for him, that certainly seems threatening to democracy. Fourth, when the guy who received 14 million votes to be the Democratic nominee for president is pushed out by a shadowy cabal that nobody knows who it is, and then that secret group puts a new candidate who received absolutely no votes in his place, installs them as the new option without any input from the people, that doesn't exactly sound like a commitment to democracy. And fifth, let me be blunt, and I say this with all due respect, sincerest sympathies to his family, highest regard for his memory. A Trump supporter was literally murdered on stage simply for attending a political rally with his family. The American people aren't idiots. They don't blame Joe Biden or Kamala Harris for that crime. But they do know where the threats to democracy are actually coming from. The threats are coming from the side attempting to defeat their opponents with bullets and not ballots. Being totally honest, that's how this actually happened. And tough pill though it may be, it's also how this happened.